episodes here. But before we get ready to go on our featured presentation today, we got to mention something big. We just gained another wonderful person to the team in Hazardous Opinions, and that would be someone that's been mentioned on the pod before by myself, is my good friend Ashlee has joined us. Hi, Ashlee. How you doing?
I'm good. Glad to be here.
Well, I'm glad to have you. And yeah, no, it's going to be exciting and, some changes coming, but we'll roll with it. Today we're covering Whiplash from 2014. And yeah, I can't wait to get into this one.
Yeah. Good year. Directed by Damien Chazelle, who does all the good jazz what do you call them, movies, I suppose.
Yeah.
Very long concerts, 2-hour concerts. Starring Miles Teller and J.K. Simmons. And this one's on Prime Video. It was on Netflix and now it's gone. So you can watch it on Prime Video. But yeah, for those of you who haven't watched this in a while, it's 10-year anniversary coming up here. It stars Miles Teller as our protagonist, Andrew Neiman. And then we have J.K. Simmons as Fletcher, Terrence Fletcher, who is a composer for a jazz band at a very infamous music school. And Andrew Neiman is a great drummer who gets noticed by Fletcher and soon gets inducted into his band. But Fletcher's a bit of a hard ass who wants to make the next Charlie Parker, and Neiman pushes himself a little too far in pursuit of that perfection. And you get this very wonderful, anxiety-filled movie. So, what do you guys give this movie out of 10?
Ashlee, you go ahead. Ladies first.
I have a hazardous one.
It's perfect with the title. There we go.
I'm going to go 5.6 out of 10.
Oh, Andy, are you
Well,
okay?
that's pretty low.
It's low.
A little closer, sorry.
But the 0.6 comes from I love J.K. Simmons and Miles Teller.
Okay, so that's what bumped it up, over the 5 hump. Okay. Is there one big reason why it's that low, or are we going to get into that later?
We can get into it later, but
okay.
I've just never been a huge jazz fan, for the most part.
She hurt me too, Andy.
Yeah.
I knew I was going to be hurting some feelings. I was preparing myself for that, but...
Can't wait to get to those points in my notes later.
Good. Can't wait.
Oh, God.
You brought a good addition on. Now we're actually getting hazardous.
Yeah, I think people are going to appreciate that the episodes actually match our title.
Yeah.
That's the good part. Guys, with Ashlee joining us, we're rolling in something new. We're going. So
yeah. What about you? I hope a little bit better than that.
Oh, yeah. So I think in comparison, yeah, mine will be a jump from yours, not down, but up.
Good.
So I'm going to come in, swoop in, and be a little more positive here. I would give this probably 9.5.
Wow.
I know. I couldn't believe it when I told myself last night after watching the movie. I was like, okay, I'm going to get ready for when Andy asks me on the episode, what's my rating going to be? I was like, God, I think he just recommended for the episode. And I mean, you recommended this to me even before you put it on the schedule. But I'm so glad you gave me another favorite of mine, honestly. It blew me away.
Wow. I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm sure you're kind of in the same vein there. What's your rating here?
Yeah. I've seen this 3 or 4 times now, and every time I'm like, it's hard for me to put on this movie just because knowing what happens, I'm still filled with absolute anxiety watching this. But still an 8.8. It's a really good movie. I'm not the biggest jazz fan, but I really love Miles Teller. I love J.K. Simmons. And just the relationship between them in this movie is what makes this a standout.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's really good. Okay, dang.
I do really love those two and together. And I love J.K. Simmons, but I always see him as Juno's dad.
Him? Oh, okay, that's
Out of all of his roles, that's the one.
I love Juno.
Yeah.
I can
That's one of my
see
faves.
that because you're not a huge superhero fan, but like if
It's
you
not
were
J.
to
Jonah.
talk to like a Spider-Man fan like
Yeah.
I am, like
Mhm.
J. Jonah Jameson, that's all you see him as.
Yeah.
You know?
Ah.
Yeah, and he's perfect for the role. They brought him back for the MCU, and he popped up in the new Spider-Man.
I love that he wasn't like he's like 60 years old, but I loved how built he was and he wore all black.
He was
Like he's just seemed like
Dude, he's jacked in this.
he
Yeah.
is. I put in my notes like the wearing all black. Like he looks like an impersonation of death.
yeah, he does.
Almost.
So like
With
I
his
really
attitude
liked his
and
outfits and stuff. And I do love Miles Teller a lot.
He's
So-
he's such a baby face in this
He
one.
is, even though
Like-
he's like 26,
I,
like 19-year-old.
I thought he's a little older than
28?
us. Yeah.
I think just a little older than us. Yeah, he's got to be Shailene Woodley's age. I want to say
Yeah, I would say around that.
they're buddies and yeah, they hang out all the time. But I'm pretty sure they're
Wow.
the same age.
87. So he's 10 years older than us.
Really?
Yeah. He looks young.
We were way off.
Yeah, he does look very young. In
He's
this.
going to be like Paul Rudd when he's 50.
lucky.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang. Yeah, just like the Fountain of Youth. They just took a bath in it or something.
Yeah, because he actually looks 19 in this movie.
He really does.
He does. He does. He looks like he's fresh into college.
Yeah.
Honestly. So like he was good for the part. And yeah, J.K. Simmons, I almost said J. Jonah Jameson. Yeah, that's all I assume as. But now that you bring up Juno too, realize that you only gave this a 0.6 more with that team. Like you couldn't give it like one whole point.
I could probably do a 6. I can go up a 6.
I don't want to negotiate with you. Like if you want your rating to be there, it'll be there.
Yeah, I'm sticking with it.
It's
Let's do
5.6.
5.7. Let's do 5.7.
Okay, you're
You could have had a 6. Should have took it.
God damn it.
Yep. I offered.
Yeah, no, hey, I mean, okay, overall, even though Ashlee's was negative, it was still pretty good, I guess.
It's okay.
Her explanation was, yeah, I mean, I'm going to wait for the points until I come up with a verdict if, like, you were watching the wrong movie or something. I'm just kidding. It is your opinion.
Well,
I can't wait to hear
well, going into it, I love drums and drumming and music.
Oh, yeah.
So I wasn't expecting the jazz because even in like when I was in school and stuff, like middle school and high school, I was never big in band. Like I was in like in art classes and stuff. Like I just couldn't get into like that band aspect of it.
Okay.
So, but I did love how fast paced it was. It reminded me of The Bear, like anxiety inducing.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, just heart pounding and like.
Yes, so that did keep me very intrigued. And yeah, I did like how what's J.K. Simmons' name?
Fletcher.
Fletcher. I was gonna say
in
Fincher.
this. Yeah.
I did like how he kind of made Andrew like he was like kind of like a villain, and he kind of turned him into a villain a little bit towards the end there.
Mm-hmm.
I did like that.
Yeah.
And I did love the colors. I did love the color story of the movie.
Okay.
But yeah, there's
Okay.
just some points.
So you like the cinematography of it?
Oh yeah, big time.
Okay,
Well, that's always a big thing for me.
That is a huge point on mine because that's also
Yeah.
a big aspect in film that I.
It kind of
look
reminded me
for.
of like neo noirish with like the colors.
Oh, kind of with the dimmish yellow.
Maybe
with,
not neo
like,
noir.
shadows and black.
Yeah, maybe more like what Saw is. It kind of had like Saw colors or like
Mhm.
the
At
collector
points-
colors.
At points, it
Yeah.
did. Yeah, it kind of.
Well, it's very
think
like
they-
the studio set colors. Like it's
Yeah.
very dark, makes you feel like small room.
Kind of shadow.
Little bit of
shadows in
yellow.
the back.
Also,
Yeah.
probably
Yeah,
the more anxiety inducing
Yeah.
trying to do
Don't
that.
let in the light.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I mean the ramp up through this movie. I mean, if you want to kind of look at it in the actual lens, it is kind of dark. what
Yeah.
happened,
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
where,
yeah.
where it got to.
Mhm.
So like yeah, with cinematography, there we go. They were probably thinking of that because Damien Chazelle also. I can't remember if it was the same cinematographer on Whiplash as it was for La La Land.
Mhm.
But that cinematography for La La Land and how Damien Chazelle shot that and this one, God,
Yeah.
just the tone of it. I love Chazelle's like feel and tone, and the cinematographer. I gotta look at it, but like
Yeah, and this is my first movie of his that I watched, so I don't have a point of reference.
Very
But
true,
I've been meaning to
yeah.
watch La La Land. I know that I probably will like that one, but
It's more jazz.
yeah,
It
Well,
is.
and I love Emma and Ryan, so
You better.
yeah,
In this one,
yeah, I love them.
mhm.
So I will give that one a watch. I'm surprised I haven't yet.
Crazy Stupid Love. Oh man, I love them teaming up in that one. You haven't seen that one?
No, I will, but I did love how it opened up in a movie theater. Opening scene was in a movie theater.
We'll fight off pod. We'll table that. We'll table
Okay.
that. But you should watch. Yep.
I will. I will.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, they're a good team. But yeah, anyways, before we get too derailed, back to Whiplash. I also like with it opening with the drums when it's black and the Whiplash title card comes up and it's like just a slow crescendo of the drums. I think it really sets the tone for the movie and gets us like plunges us right into the feel of it and gets us ready for what's coming. I like that crescendo because I mean the movie's not a crescendo really. It kind of like, spurts up in the middle, then it like kind of comes back down, spurts up at the end,
Yeah, I was gonna say it's almost like just the music.
Two crescendos next
like,
to each other,
you have
something like that. Yeah.
His drum solos that get super intense and then there, but I think especially between Fletcher and Neiman's relationship throughout this too, I think it's like it's the exact same all the way through. Like usually like have an arc of them changing and growing, but I feel like they ended in the exact same place, at least to me.
Yeah.
Like I noticed this right away when Fletcher and Neiman were like just talking when he walks into the room and he's starting to watch him drum for the first time.
Yep.
And then he kind of talks to him. He invites him to be in the practice the next day. And all of a sudden, Neiman gets this huge confidence boost. He goes and asks Nicole out to pizza, and they start having that relationship. And then
that was really cute, by the way.
I did love that.
Yeah.
I did love that.
I love it. I was gonna mention
she was super cute.
I'll mark that off my notes now. Like since you brought it up, like and it's in the beginning. Like I love in any movie where a movie can get one of those like asking out on a date moments right.
Yeah.
And, like actually like
it was very like awkward teen dating.
It was realistic. Yeah. I like when it's realistic as well as like kind of the fictional ones if you do it not too cheesy, just in a nice way, because when we watch movies we kind of want to escape from real life and kind of not be like, oh, it needs to be this. No, I kind of want to get away from that in a movie. So
yeah, that isn't one of my notes too. I love that she got asked out in the movie theater and for pizza, two of my favorite things. I thought that was very adorable.
I know, yeah. I think the movie theater setting
yeah,
to me and probably
yeah.
I like that he looks past her, like the previous movie he goes into. He looks at her and he's like, he thinks about it and he walks in. He's like, nah, not today. Yeah. And it's just like, as soon as Fletcher gives him that boost of confidence, he's like, he takes like so much of who he is from Fletcher. Like you can already tell going into this movie before you know anything about the two that he respects this guy so highly that like as soon as he gives him a big compliment, he's like, oh, I'm on top of the world now. As soon as he takes that away throughout the movie too, it's the very opposite. So
it seems like his confidence, like Andrew's confidence, is linked and connected to his drumming ability and his passion and drive for it, which is a negative thing actually, because it's all riding off of this really, high esteemed instructor,
which would not fly in today's age. Like teaching someone like that.
I hope
that would not.
I hope not.
I don't know.
Even in 2014, I was
surprised
at that.
And actually. I don't know if this is like getting to like not like spoiler territory or like jumping ahead, but whenever he breaks off, I don't remember his girlfriend's name.
Nicole.
Whenever he like breaks it off with her in the diner, it really seemed like he didn't. Like she was almost nothing to him. Like he was so matter of fact, just breaking it off. Like, nope, you're in my way. Like it didn't. We don't know much about her. So whenever he broke it off with her, it just kind of seemed like she was just kind of like gone. Like
I think
he didn't mean much. She didn't mean much to him. It seemed like
he's very like I don't know what the PC term is nowadays. Near divergent, I guess.
Yeah.
Like he's like. He was analyzing all the factors and he's just laying them out for her and just very like cold and calculated about it.
It was, and makes me think like you know, I don't know, maybe you're kind of wondering if Andrew almost put up a front and like everything was kind of boiling underneath the surface the whole time with his passion and drive, like I said, and the negative effect it has on him with the drumming. Yeah, driving him freaking just nuts and intense, like Fletcher.
Yeah,
You know,
I feel like he's always been obsessive. Like he got into the top music school in the country.
very true.
That's true.
You have to work hard to get that position. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I thought Teller was playing a very different character from what he has played in the past. In things like even The Spectacular Now, where he was an alcoholic teenager that, you know, was using Amy before they got together and stuff like that. Like he kind of is, he's a douche in some movies and the characters he plays. So like I was like, nice. In Whiplash, like he's finally he seems like a nice kind of timid but talented kid. Like that's all I saw right away. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't know. I was really surprised how this movie kind of transpired, like with his character and the character development and that passion for the drums, just crazy. But yeah, that's kind of all I had with how like Teller really surprised me with his character in this one twice.
And he did play drums since he was 15 in real life.
Teller did?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So he's been playing drums since he was 15 years old, but he was like a rock drummer, not a jazz drummer. So he still knew how to like hold the drum, like he still knew how to like play the drum and how to hold the drumsticks. So, and also J.K. Simmons in high school studied music as well. So they both like had like music, what's the word?
Background.
Yeah. So
yeah,
they didn't just go in blind. And one thing too is I liked, I don't know much about music, like that kind of music, but the terms that they were using, even though I didn't know what they were, I still was following what they were saying. Like I could put the pieces together. Like it wasn't like super foreign to me.
No.
Like the terms they were using.
The script was nice.
Yeah, like it make me feel like lost.
No, like what
if that makes sense.
These music terms, like what are you doing?
Yeah.
And thankfully they do show us what they're talking about.
Exactly. So it wasn't super hard to follow. Like
Yeah. One question I did have with that after still watching this movie, I know these guys are all like top of their field, being in a prestigious law school, or music school. But like, I suppose, are you a musician? Did you do music stuff?
I was going to mention that in my notes. Yeah. So make fun of me if you want. You like jazz, you know, like, yeah, I do like jazz. I have, like, especially in high school. Middle school, actually, is when I started playing the alto saxophone. And being in a small school, unfortunately, we didn't have a lot of jazz going on with the band. It was just orchestra or pep band music, unfortunately.
Didn't have to dodge any chairs?
Huh?
Didn't have to dodge any chairs?
No, thank goodness. I'm sure I would have if I was up against this man. Yeah. No, I would have failed immensely in front of Fletcher. But no, I wanted to play jazz. But no, I really enjoy listening to jazz pieces, actually, and love the vibe of this whole jazz thing Chazelle got going on.
So I don't know if you'd know then with your background, but can you pick up like when he says like bar 194 and then they just turn to it and start going? Is it that quick? So I felt like he kept hammering the drummers throughout this movie. Everyone else in the band was just like on it. Like he would say a line and they were just.
I noticed that as well. He was kind of taking it hard on the drummers.
Yeah. To answer your question there, some of the things I kind of did forget because I haven't picked up the saxophone or music in quite a few years, you know, ever since I graduated high school, really, unfortunately. But so some of the things I wasn't familiar with, but it wasn't that fast for us. We kind of sometimes we're slow to find our place and crap like that. So I think it was because they were in a prestigious school and really good.
That kind of reminds me of, I just mentioned earlier, is that my golden retriever growing up was named Jazz. I love that.
Like jazz.
I love jazz, but I don't like jazz too much. If you know what I mean.
Okay.
Also,
not going to convince you on that one.
I also was one thing Ryan actually mentioned while we're watching it
Mhm.
that I didn't catch was Fletcher was kind of like, I can't remember his name on Full Metal Jacket, but
Oh,
The guy he called
like
out
the
at the beginning.
yeah, and
Um,
he was kind of like how the sergeant or whatever towards Private Pile.
yeah,
He kind of gave
he
the
called the
same.
one guy Gomer Pyle. Yeah,
Yeah, Gomer Pile. Did he call him that?
he called him with some name. I thought it was something like that.
Oh,
I haven't
I guess I
seen
didn't catch
Full
it.
Metal Jacket, but
It's a
I'm
very good.
The-
Yeah,
following like what character you're
Yeah.
talking about.
The one bigger
the one he made fun
instrument
of for like
guy
a,
they kicked out, Mats, I think his name
Yeah.
was. Yeah,
when he said he was thinking about a burger.
yeah.
Yeah, he gave me the same vibes of from Full Metal Jacket.
Oh, okay.
How mean he was,
Yeah.
and calling him fat, which made me sad. But
Yeah.
but
That's what I was gonna say. This movie really manages to turn this instructor figure into like a drill sergeant
yeah, exactly.
in,
Yeah,
in this art form. So it's really weird, like, nice art form and art, like creative expression, and you're like, yeah, you're like a drill sergeant in the army or something, like pretty bad. Yeah.
He was very creative with the nicknames and stuff.
Oh man, the things that were just spilling out of his mouth.
he did say some pretty funny things. He said there was one line this probably can't say on the pod, but it made me laugh.
Oh,
It made me chuckle pretty bad.
yes, yeah.
Do you know
Wow.
what I'm thinking of, or probably not?
There's a few that just had me cackling.
He really used some words, like the R word.
Can I? That made me. Can I read what made me laugh? He uses that word. I'm not going to say it, but it made me laugh.
You can bleep it, sure.
Yeah.
It says I have it in my notes on. Give a R word a calculator and he'll turn on the TV with it.
Oh,
that one made me chuckle a little bit because I've done that numerous times. So.
Oh yeah, just relating to it. Yeah, no, just gosh, oh man, wouldn't fly, but
Yeah.
Also, that this is one of the few Blumhouse movies that isn't a horror.
That's very true.
Yes,
Actually,
I was
really surprised.
I was shocked when I saw that logo come up in the beginning.
And it's A24. In
Is it
A20,
A24?
I think it's A24, isn't it, Andy?
I thought it was A24.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that
early
show up.
days of A24 though.
I could see that.
Kind of getting up and going. That's probably why Blumhouse was maybe connected so heavily. But...
Yeah, Blumhouse produced.
Okay. All right. Hey, you got it. Ashlee knows her stuff. Thankfully, we have her on the pod now. Yeah.
Makes me think of what other movies are not horror that's Blumhouse produced, but we don't have to get into that on this one.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, topic episode will probably pop into our heads, I'm sure. Yeah. No, that's interesting to think about, though. It's also, I was going to say, always really interesting that we have a premise in the movie involving another art form, while the movie is an art form in itself, filmmaking.
Yeah.
And really like diving into music as an art form, and kind of the obsession to do everything right and perfect. I'm sure like filmmakers and people working in the film industry have a sense of kind of how obsessive it can be. Like my guy David Fincher.
Yeah. Exactly.
Sure, he needs to be exacting, and just especially watching Fletcher's character, but also Andrew's drive and passion for it in the beginning, at least.
Yeah.
It you can tell that filmmakers like making this film probably understand it too, which is nice.
Is this his first movie?
Teller?
No, the
Chazelle's?
Director. Yeah.
No, he's done quite a few things.
Before this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot. There was another movie I knew that Chazelle directed before this, but I only really started hearing about him with this.
Okay.
That's where his kind of bigger.
I suppose I could have done my own research. I didn't, but
no, you're good.
Okay. Yeah, he had one other movie before this, and then he had a Whiplash short.
Oh.
So, yeah, this is his first big movie where he got picked up.
Yeah, that's why we're hearing about him more and stuff. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you said he's pretty young, right? I think he's still a young guy.
Yeah, I think Damien Chazelle is
85, so he's younger than, or a little bit older than Teller.
I did have a question.
Awesome. I'll bring up a question right after yours.
Who hid or took or lost his folder. Did he lose it actually, or did someone take it? It's never answered.
I had that same question.
I was wondering too.
I think my theory at least is that Fletcher wanted Teller to be, or Neiman to be his drummer, so he probably paid someone to take it or came and take it.
Yep, I bet he instructed one of the students, or somehow he did it himself.
Yeah,
Not
somebody
sure.
stuck by.
Yeah, I kind of figured that.
I didn't really have a theory.
Like, no
I was just like,
Andrew did.
I think he knew that he was better than Tanner,
Yeah.
at the very least, and then he just wanted to keep pushing him. So that's when he brought in Connolly later, just to mess with him a little bit.
Oh,
what was the redhead's name?
That was Connolly.
Connolly.
Yeah,
the redhead.
Yeah,
I kept referring to him as Ian from Shameless.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, okay. You thought he looked like? What's his name? What's his actual name?
Oh, I can't remember his actual
His
name.
actor's name.
I know it, but I can't.
He's in a lot of stuff now. He's starting to get big too.
Oh my goodness.
Gay Jesus.
Jesus. I was about to look up Ian Gallagher. That's not his name.
Yeah, I want to say Ian, but I know it's not.
Yeah, I kept.
Why?
Yeah.
It was a nice name too.
Cameron Monaghan.
Okay. Yep.
Very Irish.
You thought he looked like him?
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you guys, have you seen that actor in anything before? Because I'm like, where's this guy from?
Yeah,
I just
Shameless.
didn't look it up. No, it's not.
Just kidding.
You wish. Yeah, no.
Connolly?
Huh?
You talking about Connolly?
Yeah.
Wasn't he supposed to play the Joker in something?
He did. He did in Gotham.
Oh, no, but I
Yeah.
did not watch that. Okay.
He's good in that though.
Yeah,
Okay.
I heard he did it.
I do like Batman.
Joker. Yeah, thank you. Oh, you do kind of like superhero stuff. The Batman.
That's
amazing.
That's technically not a superhero. He's a human with gadgets.
But he's saving the city.
He's a hero in some respects, yeah.
You don't need to have superpowers to be a superhero, Ashlee.
Perfect.
Have you heard any of the philosophy in these
Nope.
superhero stories? That's exactly why. You just don't watch them. You would know this. You know this already. Like, I don't know. You could be a superhero. Just think about that.
Yeah.
Maybe a villain.
Yeah, true.
I don't know what kind, though.
What's up?
Austin Stoll is the Ryan Connolly guy.
Did anything pop up that he's in, though?
Nothing that I really know. Just some small roles. He's in Bridge of Spies, if you've seen that one. Fantasy Island, 12 Strong. Those are kind of the bigger ones.
Can't say I've
This looks
seen
like
those
his
ones.
biggest role that I
He
know
looks
of.
familiar. Sorry for the tangent, guys, but
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
have any theories. I just didn't
okay,
know.
we
so-
just wanted to answer your
Yeah.
question.
Cool,
in this
thanks.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, I think he took it himself or orchestrated its taking.
Yeah.
He wanted him on.
Oh, definitely.
It's like
yeah.
everything he does is to push Neiman more in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Like he never actually wants to kick him off.
Fletcher's conniving. We know that
Yeah.
from his
Like-
other acts.
Yeah, he was like, if you wanted to
So-
kick me off, you would have already.
Yeah,
and
He
still
starts to
didn't.
get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the he's so manipulative too. Like the very
He
first
is.
real conversation he has with Neiman, he's asking him about his family and stuff.
So he can use
Immediately
it against
starts
Like,
using it against
Yeah,
him.
that's why your
Yeah.
mom left you.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm so sorry I
Jesus.
jumped on that. I was just so pissed off at him that I'm just like acting right now. Like,
Yeah.
God, that anger is stewing in me.
And as I was watching this again, I'm like, he's just collecting info to use against him. I'm like, it's just so sad seeing it.
I know.
And when Fletcher was telling Neiman to count, I can't remember what beat it was.
Yeah. Tempo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he said it was wrong. It was right. He was counting in perfect tempo, but he was telling him it was wrong.
Yeah, of course.
I asked Ryan.
Nothing's ever good enough. for
Yeah,
this
so
guy.
he was
I
like trying to throw him off on purpose, even though it was correct.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
like, when does it stop? Like at a lot of parts.
Well,
you know?
kind of like firing the Mats guy. Like he's like, you didn't know you were off key, and that's worse.
Yeah,
So.
true.
Yeah.
Why do you suppose I just hurled a chair at your head, Neiman?
I don't know.
Sure you do.
The tempo?
Were you rushing or were you dragging?
I did want to ask you guys right away, did you guys feel like Andrew was being singled out by Fletcher? Or did like Fletcher actually see potential right away when he invited him to the first practice?
Yeah, one of my questions that I had in my notes actually was why did he pick Andrew? Why did he pick Neiman? Like what was it that made him stand out?
Did he actually see raw potential in this guy. He just had to teach him and like kind of tweak some things. And like,
Mhm.
does the ending kind of answer that for us? You know?
I feel like he saw that glimmer. Like we hear about what's his name, Sean Casey, the other kid who
Kid that
committed
died?
suicide. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think he's looking for that Charlie Parker, someone that could make him famous, that big star. And I think he saw something in Neiman.
I think that conversation
It's
where
just-
he mentions he
Yeah.
wants to find the next guy, I think that was all genuine.
Yeah,
But other conversations you can kind of question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he said Charlie Parker got a symbol thrown at him by Joe Jones, I thought he said Joe Jonas at first. And I was like, what?
Yeah, when did he
Huh,
pop up?
Yeah.
damn, he's old.
Yeah, I know. I was like,
He's
when
a
when this
thing
come
in
out?
this universe? Yeah, even Nick Jonas is here.
But
yeah,
yeah, that was in my notes as well. I just had to get that out.
I get you. Okay,
But-
so yeah, what do you guys think?
That's why he threw chair at his head
Yeah.
Yeah,
to replicate it.
Okay, so you guys are thinking like he did see potential in him.
I think he's seen the spark from that first when he's seen him drumming alone and stuff.
Well,
Um,
because
Because he was doing the double time thing, which he later
Yeah.
he made it seem like it's a more advanced thing. And here's Neiman a first year nailing it.
Very true. Yeah,
So-
he had to see something, and he was just being a dick to be a dick.
Yeah.
Like, I got so mad because, guys, I'm an anxious as hell person the way it is. You guys know, and I freaking cower whenever somebody's like in my face
same,
yelling at me.
same.
Like, I don't know. It's kind of like a little bit of I don't know, like little childhood trauma or something. But I mean, no, not that bad, guys. But just I don't know. I'm a people pleaser too.
Me too.
And I'm really trying to work on that, guys. Really trying to work on myself. But yeah, just that made me feel small along with Andrew. I was like, wow, like I wouldn't know if you wanted me to keep playing or
I
still
would have
stay
I would have
stopped.
broke immediately.
You gotta communicate to me. I don't know what you want. I can't read your mind, dude.
Yeah.
Like he's acting like I don't know, like his thoughts are just popping up in bubbles above his head, and you're like, oh yeah, I gotta do that. Okay.
And
Yeah.
maybe he noticed him because he didn't really target or get after any of the other instrument players throughout the movie.
Yeah.
So maybe the previous drummer was struggling and he was trying to replace him or something, and saw potential in that because he didn't really
Mhm.
get after the other instrument players throughout
Very
the movie
true.
really.
Because he did say we're looking for a drummer.
Yeah.
At the beginning, didn't he?
Yeah.
So maybe
Yeah.
he was.
I think
like,
he's looking to
specifically-
replace that Tanner guy.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't
so
think
he
about
made
that.
known.
I didn't think about that till now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
And-
no, good point.
I wonder if it has to do with Charlie Parker being a drummer is why. 'Cause I think he said Parker was a drummer. I don't know jazz enough. But that's why he's like, oh, it has to be a drummer that I make famous. I don't know.
Yeah.
So he's harder on drummers.
I did think
True.
that the family dinner scene was pretty funny when they're like trying to one up each other and stuff. And
Yes.
he was like, I would rather be dead at 34 being talked about by people that don't know me
Yeah.
than 90 and sober and no one knows who I am.
Yeah,
Like-
that was rough.
Yeah.
And he just basically drops the mic. Walks
Yeah.
out.
They're like, oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was funny. I don't know if it's his brothers or something, but they're like, oh,
I also had that question. I was like, who are these guys?
Yeah,
I'm like,
are
they
his
didn't mention
brothers? Like-
siblings.
It was his brother-in-law, right?
Was it?
Or maybe it was his little.
Because I was like, who's that other girl? It's not his new mom.
Yeah, I didn't really say.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe aunt and nephews? I don't know.
I don't know. Like, it didn't really explain, but I don't have a gripe with that at all. Do you guys?
No.
Like, that they didn't really explain.
No,
No,
I
because
mean-
it was all from Andrew's perspective. So, like, I guess it didn't really need explaining. It's just what he saw.
Yeah, yeah. We
Um,
don't get a ton of exposition. It's kind of
Mm.
just the bits we need to know for
Yeah.
the story.
But he did pick up from Fletcher, like during that dinner. He dropped some really good one-liners on the two boys.
Yes, he did. Oh, those are 4 words you'll never
yep,
hear from the NFL.
yep.
That made me laugh.
It gets me every time.
Wow,
I love
He's
that one.
so quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I'm realizing that he is probably mirroring what just happened to him. And
Yeah.
that he's maybe feeling a bit insecure
Yeah.
in the moment because he was just yelled at by him.
Yeah.
That might be why. But yeah, no, it's a really sad thing that you can pick up on that a little bit already, that he's latching onto this instructor that
Yeah.
I don't know, what's the point?
It's
Like,
kind of like an abusive relationship.
it is.
It's
very
like,
much.
Yeah. It's like it's heroin.
Emotionally and physically at sometimes.
yeah.
He's slapping him and
But
Yeah.
he keeps coming back. Like,
Yeah.
he wants to please him so bad that he's like dealing with like the horrible things that he's doing to him.
That's very
That's
true.
like very on point, like in a toxic abusive relationship.
Yeah, that's bad. So like, yeah, kind of jumping ahead like a little bit here, but like at the ending, at the resolve, like, did you guys feel like his method to his madness was justified?
Who's madness?
Sorry, Fletcher. Like,
It's a really flawed
I-
system because he's like the real Charlie, or the next Charlie Parker would never give up or be discouraged when they're having that conversation in the bar. And I'm like, I don't know if you actually like hit him with the cymbal, maybe he's like, fuck this, I'm not going to be a drummer anymore. I'm not going to get abused. And you do discourage your next Charlie Parker. So there is a line to it. I do agree with how Neiman was viewing it there.
yeah.
One big question I had was the end, if I can mention the end.
Yeah, we won't zoom forward or anything. We have plenty to mention about the end.
Okay.
So if you want to bring it.
When he was like, I'm not stupid, I know it was you that got him, that Neiman got Fletcher fired.
Oh, my heart dropped.
So I just personally couldn't see what was that concert that they were playing for? The acronym?
Oh, yeah, I had a question on that too. I missed it.
Yeah, it was like the something VC, the JVC,
Yeah,
GCV,
yeah.
it's something
when he
like
was
that.
telling it to the Nicole again.
Yeah, I couldn't see Fletcher like bombing that just for the sake of revenge or like embarrassing Neiman. Like he seems like he takes it so seriously and professionally. I
Don't think he's
couldn't
petty
see
enough?
him. I didn't think he was petty enough to blow it in such a big audience, like important audience.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe, I guess, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like maybe he knows it looks worse on Neiman and not
Yeah,
reflects
because
on
he
him.
was like, these people are here. They'll never forget.
Yeah.
Like, they're big people. And so if he makes him mess up, but I couldn't
Yeah.
picture him
Honestly,
throwing such an important
I
show.
do agree because it's got to look bad on you as the composer.
Yeah,
as
and
well.
allowing it to happen
Yeah.
without calling anything.
That's a good point to bring up, actually. I didn't really think about that. I honestly just saw the embarrassment for Andrew.
Yeah.
And I think Neiman is that freaking guy. I think he is. How conniving he's been this whole time. And like just knowing things, like he knew it was Andrew that got him fired, and I think he would stoop to that level because like he might be a super awesome music instructor, but wow, he's so flawed.
Yeah.
Honestly, like
Yeah.
he thinks he's.
And I
all
mean, I
that,
guess
but-
he was fired, so maybe he was like, well, I'm already fired. Maybe then but I don't know, I guess still.
But he still got his reputation.
Yeah.
So,
So he's,
like,
he's still got that job to do that show.
Yeah,
and
famous
he's still,
enough that they put him on the jazz bar thing,
Yeah.
marquee.
Yeah.
And
So,
yeah, I
point.
guess that I thought like the end was just both their competitive natures. There wasn't really a resolve there.
No. It,
It almost left more questions because you're like, now, like, are they going to work together and continue to be in this abusive relationship?
Yeah, what's going to happen here?
Is
Is
he
he finally see that he is his new Charlie Parker,
Yeah.
Casey, whatever?
Sean Casey.
Sean
Yeah.
Casey. Like, yeah, just left more questions pretty much or maybe he realized he was so hard on him and he got it now because Fletcher was satisfied with what he did. So maybe they got what they wanted. I don't know.
Is he a layoff?
It kind of feels like the ending of Midsommar, right? Like she becomes the spring queen, everything's resolved. Like she got out of her toxic relationship, right?
Yeah.
Andrew reaches his like full potential right there.
That's a good point.
But at the same time, I'm kind of looking at it in a different lens from Midsommar. Well, actually, it might be like Midsommar because
sounds like it.
all this death and sacrifices in Midsommar, like bad stuff to get to the point where it's like, yes, queen, or whatever.
Yeah. Yes, May Queen.
Yeah, there you go. Like, Whiplash kind of feels like that because Andrew gets to that point where he wants to get to, just like Florence Pugh's character does in Midsommar.
Yeah, you're right.
And then he's still in that toxic relationship. So at what
Yeah.
cost? Right, there we go. There's kind of the question, right? At what cost?
Yeah.
Yeah. So is he going to go and produce him now?
Yeah.
And like continue to work with him?
He skipped out on the girl because he's like, you know,
Yeah, we just never hear of her again.
None of this normal life stuff. Like, he seemed content, like when he wasn't drumming, like towards the end there. but at the same time, you're like, I bet he misses it. There's no way
Yeah.
he doesn't.
Mhm.
And then, of course, like he just goes back to that life. Like he returned, like you were saying. So like,
Yeah.
it's just yeah.
Yeah, I think he was always destined to eventually get back in that life, though. Like, he even
Yeah.
had Charlie
Yeah.
Parker's DVDs and like all this stuff before he met Fletcher. Like, so
Yeah.
he was obsessed
It was
into it.
part of his life already.
Yeah, like he already wanted to be the best.
Yeah, like the greatest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I do have to mention that was a really good car accident scene.
Yeah,
I like the car accident scene.
It really caught me off guard.
Yeah.
And it doesn't like in a good way because some movies like the tone of it and everything. Once a shocking scene like that happens, it's like, really, you got to do that?
You get
It's
the
just
camera,
for shock factor or something.
And then
flip
they
to
just
left.
it just kept going.
slow-mo. Yeah,
This doesn't fit in the story or the feel the tone at all. But this, it really did. And
It's-
that's why I'm saying it's
yeah.
It like
it's-
showed how much he was like wanting
it's
that part.
bad process because
Yeah.
like you can see how unhealthy it is. It's not like, oh my god,
'Cause there's no dwell.
Look at him go. Not really. It's like that's sad. That
Yep.
And then it was just never mentioned again. We didn't know what
Yeah.
happened to his car. Like no
Yep.
police report. Like there's just moved on.
Yeah, I'm like, he's not gonna ever rent a car again.
Yeah.
They're gonna ban him.
God, he got a
Flees
real
the
one.
scene.
He did.
Just jetted.
Yeah.
He's like, just grab my sticks. I'm getting out.
Neiman,
Right?
you're done. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe he just
Yeah.
kicked him out after that.
After he drops the stick the first time and he's like barely holding it the second time, I'm like, please don't drop it. You're gonna get like yelled at.
Yeah,
that
and he
was
did.
painful. I was like kind of cringing almost, like in
Yeah.
that painful way.
Like,
You know?
yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, like he's concussed. He's out
he was
of it.
going through it. Like his freaking hand, he's just got blood. And like, even though you got adrenaline, dude, you're probably not functioning properly
Yeah.
on that like
Yeah.
drum set, you know? So
It's probably wearing off during those like 8-minute songs that they got.
Miles Teller tackles J.K. Simmons. He cracked 2 ribs.
On Teller or
J.K. Simmons
J.K.
cracked 2 ribs when he tackled him, and then they still had 2 more days of filming afterwards, and he just toughed it out.
oh
No,
jeez.
JK.
Yeah.
Wow, like the way he looks in the movie, you're like, okay, yeah, you are a man.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
got into it.
Yeah.
He's jacked. Like, good for that guy for being like his age
Yeah.
and that. In
Yeah,
shape.
and but yeah, no, Miles Teller was drumming since he was 15, and the most he did was he just did 3 days a week, a couple hours to like get like it down, but he pretty
Yeah.
much already knew everything.
He's got the form
Oh,
down.
That really
And-
helps.
I don't know if this is true, but I heard Dane DeHaan got offered the part, but turned it down. I love
Hmm.
him.
Really?
Yeah,
Man.
I don't know how I'd feel. I like
checked-
Miles Teller though in that, as much as I love Dane.
I like Dane DeHaan, and I'm rooting for that guy because it's unfortunate like what projects he's been in, and people should not be like discouraging him. It's
Yeah.
sad
Yeah.
when you see that. Like, quit that. It's not his fault. He's a good performer. I did watch this one movie on Hulu though, The Stranger, and it's like a girl Ubering a guy, and he just committed a crime, and he's like kind of holding her hostage and like about to kill her.
trying to think
And
if I saw that.
He's the killer, Dane DeHaan.
Mhm.
And God, I think it was the script. It wasn't his acting. It
I
was,
think I did see that, but I was like, I think I'm I'm not a trailer watcher,
oh no,
but
you're
I
good.
think I
Yeah,
saw something about that, and I was like, as much as I love him, not gonna watch it.
sure.
But I
Yeah.
do love him in Chronicles so much, and
Chronicle, he's really good.
and
Yeah.
Metallica Through the Never, the concert movie, but with like the
Oh, I
side
like that
story.
one, yeah.
You seen that one?
That's good.
I love that
Yes,
one
I
so
forgot
much.
to mention that to you. Yeah, she always mentioned it. To me,
Yeah,
like, when
I love
we're
that
at
one.
Work. It's on my watch list.
That one's like a trance movie for me. I watched it at like 2 a.m. one night.
Yeah,
like,
it's
geez.
I
perfect
was not
timing.
expecting it to
Yeah.
be like a flashback and forth between
Like
like,
a dystopian, like
Yeah,
yeah. I have
in
the
the
Blu-ray. I'll lend it
city
to you.
perfect.
It's
Okay,
so right. Even
actually-
and Ryan like hates Metallica.
Yeah.
But he loved Through the Never.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good. Okay,
so-
if
Yeah.
the movie can do that.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
It's having good lasting effect.
And I did read kind of a funny little snippet in the movie. I can't remember what the title of the job is, but someone who was like releasing the movie told, what's the director's name?
Damien Chazelle.
Yeah, told him at the end that the drumming scene was too long, and quoted, okay, he's good at drumming, we get it, but he's like, nope, we're keeping that solo in.
Really?
Yeah,
That's amazing.
it's good. I think it like emphasizes like all the work he's put throughout the movie.
yeah,
I think it makes it the right ending. for the
Mhm.
movie and like why it just left off on like I said, it's one of my favorites because it didn't let me down
Mhm.
throughout the whole thing. I was entranced.
Now-
actually.
Discussing it more and talking about it, I don't know why I rated it so low, and it made me feel so many things.
Yeah,
I gotta go back up.
I'm
Yeah.
changing it to
in
a
real
6.
time, are we like, wow, okay, so
Bump it up a little.
Yeah.
it's hazardous opinions, guys, but we can be positive
convert
too.
people.
We don't want to be all
Maybe I just had to
negative.
like
Look at
talk about
this.
it for a bit to realize that
Yeah.
there's a lot to
Yeah.
talk about.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Well, we'll count it as a hazardous opinion.
It's
It
definitely that's what I
matches.
told her.
It
Right?
still
And I was
matches.
like, I'm gonna hit them with the hazardous
Yeah,
opinions.
right. Press the hazardous opinions button right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hazardous
But-
opinion here.
But I love talking about it actually,
Yeah.
so I bumped it up to a 6.
Okay,
Okay.
perfect.
One little thing about the ending,
Mhm.
Solo. We ended on Caravan and not Whiplash.
Not Whiplash.
Yeah.
That's
I
pretty
was
true.
just
I
about
was
to
like,
mention that.
I don't know if that'd be too cheesy to end Whiplash on Whiplash,
And
but
they
I'm like,
played it so many times throughout it.
Yeah.
And like it's nice to match up with the title, and you're like, okay, I get it now. Not in a bad way, but like I'm glad they kind of changed it up for the ending to really emphasize, like,
Yeah.
wow, like you can stare at it because you haven't heard
Yeah.
it before.
it's interesting that they use. I mean, Caravan wouldn't sound as cool as a title. That's looking back now at it, but I don't know. Caravan has the better solo, I think, for that ending.
Very true.
But Whiplash is like, it's Whiplash.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, it is a really nice piece.
Like-
Honestly, like with this in La La Land, just the feel, the jazz feel of it being brought into modern day, because like I feel like we don't get, at least us up here in North Dakota, I guess, like we don't get down to like the South or anything and like experience it there. I wonder
Mhm.
what it is like there, but I'm not feeling the jazziness.
Yeah, we don't
like
have
it
jazz
used to be.
lounges and stuff
I
here.
love it. I
Yeah.
love that feeling.
I forgot to mention this. I didn't see a single black person in a movie about jazz.
There's a couple of the band
Couple
people, but they're like
students.
very
In the background.
interspersed. Like
Yeah.
the I'm gonna get butchered for not knowing instruments. Is the cello is the super huge one? He's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? He keeps leaning
Oh,
over
true,
to him.
true. And the end
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
But yeah, jazz is such like a
No.
black culture thing, and I
Yeah.
didn't see many.
Yeah, it was mostly white guys.
That's a
That's a good
nitpicking a little
point.
bit, but
Yeah, I can see
Mhm.
that, and for that point, I'm a little glad that it was more of a contained cast then because of that. I get what you mean though. Yeah,
I think
that is-
it's also. I mean, I don't think this movie's like a social commentary thing at all, but it's kind of a reflection of just how we are. It's like it's a super prestigious school. I mean, if you're coming from poverty, you're probably
that's
not
a
gonna
really good point.
have
that
the
is
chance to go there.
actually a very good
I
point.
wouldn't.
Yeah.
Whereas
Okay.
Neiman does seem like he came from a wealthy family
That's,
at least.
Yes,
yeah, I wouldn't have thought of that.
That's
Thanks,
a
Andy.
really good
Yeah.
point. Speaking of, I totally forgot to bring up Neiman's dad.
I loved his
Andrew's
dad. He seemed like
Their
such a good guy.
relationship, That's what I was gonna say. It's nice, like jumping back to the beginning, even like when they sit down in the movie theater and they have that, bucket of popcorn
With the raisinets in it.
and he puts the raisinets in it. It seems so natural.
Like, that's
and,
just their
that
thing.
you can get comfortable with the character because they're already comfortable in this setting. Like they've been doing it 100 times.
Yeah, like that's
Yeah.
just like their
You're like,
routine.
they looked at each other, no word said. He's just
Yeah,
dumps him in.
and
I'm
then-
like, I love that in a script or anything.
Yeah, I did love his dad, and he was like, "How are you gonna let him treat you like that?" And then
Yeah.
at the end, when he like shits on him on stage, and he like walks off, and his dad is like immediately
Oh,
there to
right
give him a
there.
hug.
Yep.
I
That's
was,
a
I was
good
like,
dad.
I love his dad in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when his mom is gone, that like his dad isn't aloof or anything like a normal story usually.
Yeah,
probably
or to be
has
an
it.
alcoholic because of it.
Exactly.
Or, yeah.
Like I just
I think that's one of the things that the first time I watched this is one of my highest anxiety things is I was like, if his dad didn't step on that stage, I feel like we could have easily had the alternate ending where he runs off, he just leaves, doesn't come back, and
Oh,
then
that's-
he ends up being a Sean Casey. I was like, I thought that's how this was going to end.
Yeah,
was
that's.
he went off
I wasn't
and-
expecting him to go back. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it actually ends on the high note,
It's kind of
literally.
a
But
double-edged blade when you put it that way. Like,
Yeah, I
he's
didn't think of
set
that.
up for an abusive relationship for the rest of his like drumming career,
Mm-hmm.
or he goes home and maybe like that other student,
Yeah.
takes his own life, and it's horrible.
Yeah, maybe he
horrible paths.
could take
either
his
way.
life when he's young too, because he did reach the greatness that he wanted. That usually tends to happen in stories like that.
Yeah.
If they reach greatness young, then they tend to like
Die at 35 where
Yeah.
people talk to you about you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very true. Like he said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, very true. Good point. Yeah, but I just loved their relationship.
It was sweet.
I liked how you could be transported to where they were at because of that. That stuff helps, along with the characters and introducing them and what their relationship is.
Yeah.
Just a little thing like that. That's just so nice. I also was gonna ask you guys, what's your guys' relationship with music? Are you a person that needs it around most of the time, constantly, or are you okay without having it on?
I'll say that when Spotify Rewind comes out, I am every year the top of like anyone I know for minutes. So yeah, I listen to a lot of music.
Me
so,
too.
yeah,
I listen to a
you're
lot of
golfing.
music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and podcasts, I guess, has quickly become like a third of my listen minutes. But yeah, I listen to a lot.
Yeah, me too. I listen to a lot of like punk music a lot, and
Yep.
drums are super heavy in there. So that's why going into it, I was expecting that kind of drumming.
More of a Sound of Metal.
I didn't watch Sound of Metal yet.
Well, I haven't either, but I'm guessing that's more rock.
Yeah, because he was
music
like a
or
metal
something.
drummer.
Yeah.
But I do really like drums, and I always hear
Mhm.
drums in the songs that I listen to.
Okay. That added
Yeah.
thing for you.
So I do, and it helps me when I'm working. So yeah, I do listen to a lot of music. It's like really high up there in the minutes.
Awesome.
But I do listen to a lot of podcasts while I'm at work.
Yep.
Yeah. So take part in other.
So I am
interests.
fine without music sometimes.
Yeah.
And also being with Ryan, he's a musician, so I'm constantly
Yeah, it's hard not to
I'm
have it
constantly
around,
going to
right?
shows,
Yeah.
constantly listening to new stuff. So it's like a good balance. But it's
Awesome.
very important to me though still.
Yeah.
I think at some point, feel like we should have Ryan on for like a music type movie, not like a musical, but like where a movie makes original music and like it sounds really good to him, and have him on.
Mhm.
Yeah,
something
I
to
can
kinda
mention that to him. Yeah.
La La Land.
Kind of dive into. Yeah.
Does he like jazz?
Bill and Ted Face the Music.
Oh, there
Just
we go.
kidding.
Yeah, I haven't watched it, but I want to. So there we go.
Yeah.
I'll give you to watch it. But yeah, I think we should have him on. So like, because music is a huge part of movies too.
Mhm.
It's funny that like, music is just a cog in the machine of film.
Yeah.
But they're like really putting a spotlight on it.
And
In this
sometimes-
movie, it's nice to see.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
sometimes too in movies, like the soundtracks are sometimes the thing that stick out the most.
Very true. Yeah, people like the soundtracks are so memorable. Like,
Yeah,
that's all you remember
and that
about
really
it.
takes curating from like the director, like
Mhm.
whoever's doing the music and stuff. Like it's very carefully picked.
Like Black Panther recently. That like
Yeah.
everybody was talking about it. Everybody was listening to it.
Mhm.
That feels to me
Very
like
themed.
one of those 80s records that came out from like the Lost Boys.
Mhm.
Since
Oh, I
it
love
was
the
a
Lost
good
Boys.
record. See? Yeah, like
Yeah.
that's
Mhm.
you kind of think of old
Or
movie soundtracks.
Top Gun,
Top Gun, yeah.
both
Take My Breath Away.
the Lady
Highway
Gaga
to
one
Danger-
and then Danger Zone.
Danger
Yeah.
Zone.
And I just posted this because Idle Hands just turned 25 the other day. I
Mhm.
love the punk rock. I don't like every song that's on Idle Hands is like one of my favorite songs.
Oh, I can't wait to like listen to
Yeah,
that
like,
soundtrack
I
then,
just-
too,
yeah,
if
stuff
the
like
music
that.
is good on it. Oh, it's gonna add.
Romy and Michelle, amazing soundtrack as well.
Okay, haven't seen that either.
I gave you the Blu-ray.
Oh wait, that is what it's called. That's right. Yeah, no, I did watch it.
Okay.
Yeah, remember I told you? Yeah, Lisa Kudrow.
Yep.
Right. Yep. God, I'm like, what is that movie?
But yeah, soundtracks are important. Music's important.
Yeah. I still think of the it's not the drumming that really sticks with me in this, it's the trumpets, especially during Caravan, like the dun 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 dun. Like
Mhm.
that sticks in my head.
Oh
The one where
yeah.
he repeated like 10 times because they kept having to get the drumming right.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, since you guys answered your question about music and stuff, I suppose like all I'll say on that is I do like to have background on. I gotta have the TV on, like a movie playing or a show playing, because like I like quiet sometimes, but I don't like it all the time. And like I don't think it's ADHD of me. It's just comfort because I don't know, since a kid,
Yeah.
since I've been
Mhm.
a kid, like I fall asleep with the TV on, whatever. But yeah, I do like to have music on. But like you guys,
I think it's just
I
a
love
Zoomer
it,
thing
but
for us.
I also take part in other interests. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
like podcasts and
Gotta have something constantly stimulating.
Yeah.
Subway Surfer's always in the corner.
There you go. I know you like your games, Andy. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Anything else on the story like you guys want to?
Let me
Yeah.
see here.
I have nothing big on Whiplash. Yeah, I just thought this could have gone in a way different way. It's just one of those movies that fills me with dread watching, and I just love every minute though. Such a good movie.
I know. I was gonna say that too. Like it's hard to watch, but in a good way. It doesn't make you turn away that he's treating Andrew or somebody else like that.
Yeah.
Like it's hard, yes, but I don't know. Like it's like wow, like I am glued. I can't look away.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, I think also the camera movement that Chazelle uses really matches with the feel of this whole movie. Just the he doesn't go too slow or too fast. It's not like boom, boom, boom.
Mhm.
It's kind of a nice motion that
Which
he
is
uses,
kind of
and he
in
shoots New
tune
York very well.
in with the theme of music.
Mhm.
It's very
Rhythm,
yeah.
rhythmic.
Yes.
There we go. That's what I had down in my note. That's what I was trying to get to. Like it's nice. Like you think of a movie like Baby Driver, where
Oh, I love Baby Driver.
movements are to the beat, but in here it seems more like the camera is,
And then-
to the beat. I mean, in Baby Driver, the camera does sometimes.
And when I saw that it was Blumhouse, I could see the potential to where it could be written as a psychological thriller too.
Uh-huh.
Like it could have been.
Mhm.
It kind of is, but like not in like a thriller way.
It's almost a brother to Black Swan. But
Exact. That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking. That's what I was.
horrific.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yes.
It's just you're just on edge through the whole movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I wouldn't say Black Swan is a total horror. I'd say it is more of a psychological thriller, right?
Yeah. Who did that one? Did Darren Aronofsky do
Yeah.
Black Swan? Okay.
Aronofsky,
That's the
yeah.
only Aronofsky movie that
I think that's a really good comparison. I think Whiplash feels a lot like
Yeah,
Black Swan.
I agree.
I think so. And yeah, and with that movie too, I think it just I think you have the same feeling at the end. You kind of like feel empty and not like so happy for the person.
Yeah.
You're like, wow, like at what cost?
Yeah. You're like, yeah, you achieve perfection. But yeah.
But at what cost?
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, it's nice to kind of put it in that lens and kind of understand the movie more, because I'm sure like I'm not thinking about some undertones that are there that haven't popped into my head. I'm sure you could analyze this movie quite a bit with the psychological. It's really nice. It's nice to pick it apart. It's very just well built movie.
I'm glad to talk about it with people who can break down the things that I didn't understand.
Oh,
So-
I get you. Yeah, no, that's what this is about.
Yeah. Well, I'm not a big storyline person.
No,
So.
and that's okay. And I like that you got the behind the scenes stuff for me. Now I don't have to say thank you, IMDb. 'Cause, like
Yeah.
we can thank you,
Yeah.
Ashlee. Like that,
You're welcome.
do your research and So it's nice getting different perspectives of movies, and I like hearing other people's opinions and their analysis on stuff, because there are some things that I miss. I'm not perfect, I'm not going to get everything. So yeah, no, that's nice.
Yeah, that's all I have on
Yeah, I
notes
don't
for
think I have
for
anything
Whiplash.
else to add.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been watching, or we watched Fallout, and this isn't loved it, by the way.
Yeah, awesome.
It already got renewed for season 2,
Yep.
and this isn't like new or anything, but our before bed show as of lately has been Married with Children from the 80s. Do you know
Yeah.
Married with Children?
I've seen a few
It
episodes.
is so hilarious.
I've seen that too, I'm pretty sure.
Ryan showed that to me, and it is so funny.
Yeah.
It's not a loving family, really. It gives nothing, no good message or anything. Like it's just like a husband and wife that like give like hateful one-liners to each other, and has Christina Applegate as the daughter, and she's like not a, I don't know how to explain it. It's just
Maybe
super
I'm not
hilarious.
thinking of the right show.
It's
but,
just so
I've heard of
hilarious.
it.
There's a lot of
Awesome.
very similar shows like it.
Yeah. It's like
just
sitcom.
sitcoms.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like-
So we've been watching a lot of that.
yeah.
Um,
Okay, awesome. That's like
Yeah.
probably comforting. I kind of like those. Like
Yeah.
I'm so used to my parents falling asleep to like King of Queens,
Yeah.
Friends,
Yeah.
all of that, and like I kind of just hear it because I'm a night owl, so I'll obviously be up past them, and like when I was still in high school, I could hear it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's nice. It's a nice like feeling.
Yeah.
That's
And
nice.
another show we've been watching. We've been kind of cooling it down in the movies lately because we've been so busy traveling for a little bit here.
Oh, you guys
Mhm.
have been busy.
Yeah, but we've been on a competition show kick. So Blown Away, the glass blowing show, just got all 4 of those watched on Netflix, and
Dang,
and The
that sounds
Gentleman.
interesting. Oh, Nell started that. She said it was
Yeah,
good.
but I can't off the top of my head right now. I can't think of any movies, but there has been movies. I just can't think of them right now. So
Yeah.
what have you been watching,
Me?
or Andy?
Go
Or
ahead.
Andy? Me?
I got a few, so I can go.
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'd love to hear about yours. Yeah, I'm sure with your time off, you got plenty going. So yeah, obviously watched Whiplash in preparation for all this. I told you guys earlier about a good old Shudder original that I checked out. Shudder has actually been a good source for me lately. I've been checking out quite a bit, and I've been opening up my mind more to like on Letterboxd. I do see these 2.6 rated, and like once I see it at like a close to a 2.5, in my head I'm almost thinking like, oh, it's a bad movie, but it's really not. Like you think of it, 2.5 is half 50%.
Yeah.
That's fine. So I've been like striving to check those out. So Shudder's been presenting me with a lot because I've been on a horror kick lately.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but yeah. So I did check out the Shudder original Infested. It's a French film, and basically, like a short synopsis is the residents of a rundown French apartment building battle against an army of deadly, rapidly reproducing spiders. And guys, I shit you not, like this isn't a spoiler really, but like they're not like regular spiders. It's like it's creepy and it makes your skin crawl. Like if you are very afraid of bugs, this is not going to be for you, but in a good way if you can tolerate it, because it is
I
just a
don't
movie.
like bugs, but I know that I will love it when I watch it.
I think you'll really like it, and it's interesting because the director Sebastian Vanacek, or however you would say it in French. I'm not a Frenchman, unfortunately. Like I probably butchered it.
You said you took French. Why didn't you got this?
I looked at a language app and only learned a couple phrases, and I told you guys the only one, the other pod or whatever. But yeah, anyways, yeah, that director Sebastian Vanacek, he will be the new director for the next installment of the Evil Dead franchise.
That's right. You did mention that.
Yes, so that's why I was even more excited to check this out, because I usually don't care for like bug features.
I love a good creature
But
feature.
I love creature features, but I'm not super into like spider things or anything. Like I shouldn't say I'm not into them. I haven't sought them out, but after this one, yeah, maybe I will.
You
Maybe it
guys
has changed my kind of.
You need to watch it. Like it freaks.
Yes, like you guys were saying.
Do you like-
You both love that.
Do you like rodents?
Rodents?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind them at all.
You ever
what's up?
seen the 2002 The Rats?
No.
2002.
Should I
That's
add that?
perfectly my era.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I checked
that's
that
right,
one out.
actually,
It sounds
yeah.
like a similar movie, like
Yes.
2.5-ish movie, where it's been many years since I've seen it, where it's like this super horde of rats that are breeding out of control and start taking over and eating people in New York.
Oh my god.
Sounds like current events.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's good.
Okay.
I liked it.
Okay, I'll
I mean-
check that out.
It's been a long time, so it could be really bad,
Okay, no,
but
no.
I remember enjoying it as a kid.
I might as well give it a whirl though. But yeah, no, I do really like creature features. I've been trying to find more of them. More like I watched another movie that I'll shout out again, and that I do want to cover on the pod someday. It is called Unwelcome. This couple that moves from England after a little incident with strangers. They move into the husband's aunt that just passed away, her cottage in Ireland, and there's this like wall in the garden, and I guess the old aunt that passed away, she always left meat out for them because like apparently they need like red meat every day. It's like kind of like a agreement between like they call them the little people. This isn't a spoiler. It's just like it's right in the premise, but like yeah, like their backyard has little people, but I'm not going to say what they are, and we'll wait until we talk about them at some point. But yeah, that's a creature feature, and I've been looking more. Why I mentioned that one was I've been looking more for like that, like fairy tale folklore
Pan's Labyrinth.
type. Have seen that.
Don't Be Afraid of the Dark.
Yes, seen that.
Frick.
I know. See, yeah, like I'm kind of like struggling to find good quality ones, and I'm kind of like guessing, and some I don't really care for.
Krampus.
Stuff, but I love Krampus.
Obviously,
Krampus
you've
is
seen
good.
Krampus.
Yeah, I have it on 4K. Actually,
Me too.
Yeah.
So do I.
I'll send you some good ones. Have you seen The Ruins?
Which one?
The Ruins.
I
It's
just added
not
that.
creatures, but finds. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I added it to my watch list.
Yeah.
Funny that you bring it up.
I think you'll like
I
that
just
one.
did. Okay, I should check that one.
It's gross,
I
but like it's
exploring.
good.
A good cast too.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, and like I'll kind of save some others because yeah, I feel like you have a little more than me, Andy. But yeah, I've been checking out. What's up, Ashlee?
Before you go, I just remembered that I've been on a Danny Boyle kick.
Really? Okay.
I just rewatched 28 Weeks Later, The Beach with Leo, his first movie after the Titanic.
I need to watch both of those. Even though
Sunshine.
I need to watch that too.
Trainspotting 2.
Haven't seen that.
I feel like there's one more that I watched. But yeah, I've been on a Danny Boyle kick lately.
Danny Boyle, I feel like I've seen one.
I love him.
or something.
It's
Yeah, but
Alex Garland's boy.
they're all on my. Yeah, they worked together, did they? Alex Garland wrote.
And
Sunshine?
they're coming back together for the 28 Years Later reboot trilogy.
Oh, is that actually going to be a thing?
Yeah. Aaron
like I
Taylor
keep hearing
Johnson
about
just got added to the cast.
Killian
So there's
Murphy?
he's wants to be part of it. He wasn't confirmed yet. Who plays
Kinda spoils it
Voldemort
for me,
again?
I
Who's our
suppose.
guy from Red Dragon?
Ray
Ray
Fiennes.
Fiennes.
Yeah.
He's on there. Aaron Taylor Johnson is confirmed, and a gal that we know, but I can't think of her name. So there's 3
Oh.
confirmed people, so it's happening.
Okay.
Oh, I can't wait then.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Good
But yeah.
to see it.
Well, I'm excited to like start it and then watch the new
Yeah.
stuff coming.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Awesome.
The
And I'm
28
not
series is some of the better zombies
I
out there.
agree.
perfect because
Zombies-ish.
I have had a love-hate relationship with zombie stuff, honestly.
Yeah.
So I would like to check out
Yeah.
better stuff. But yeah. That's about it. What about you, Andy?
Yeah. Well, since I'm going to be taking a hiatus from the pod, I have been
Yes.
watching a lot of movies, and I will give a couple more today than I normally do.
Yay.
As you at least know, I'm a huge John Carpenter fan, so I finally
Yes.
got around to seeing They Live. It's his, I think it's 88.
Oh, that's been on my list.
Yeah, 88.
Yeah,
So a couple
that's
years
on my
after the
list.
thing. It's an absolute meme of a movie, but it's amazing. I had a great time with it.
Okay.
It's got Keith David in it, who we love here on the
Love Keith
pod.
David.
I've been seeing so much of him lately. He's just in everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, the basic premise is aliens taking over humans. They look like humans. All of a sudden, there's these glasses that you can put on, and you can start seeing them.
Oh, yeah, that's the one.
That's
Um,
the
It
Obey
is
one.
on my list.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's been on my
And
list too.
it's Keith David as like the sidekick, and I can't remember the main guy's name now. Roddy Piper, who is basically like Duke Nukem, though I'm sure this movie I think came out before those games. So he's like
Sure. very
very vulgar, non-PC catch lines and just shooting shit. So it's like a very like action funny movie.
Ashley's like, in.
It is great. And then I got to see I think maybe not his last movie, but like second to last movie, Chadwick Boseman, 21 Bridges.
Ooh,
which was
yeah,
actually
that's
pretty good.
Also on my list.
I wasn't expecting much of this, just a little crime thriller, but it was actually pretty good. Has J.K. Simmons as well, so good follow up from
Okay.
Whiplash.
There we go.
And then been on a big Kevin Spacey binge, working through his repertoire lately. So
Even though we don't support the man.
I support the man. Innocent, he's found innocent.
I love Kevin Spacey.
Okay.
I'm glad someone agrees with me.
Hopefully. it's-
Anyways, despite what he may or may not have done, allegedly, Glenn Ross,
Yeah.
mouthful of the name. Huge cast. It's got Al Pacino, Ed Harris, a couple other people. Alec Baldwin's in it, with Spacey, of course. Jonathan
Controversial
Pryce.
cast.
Yeah, huge cast. all just old white men who've done allegedly bad things. And
but we're separating the people from the art.
yes, separating the people from the art. And this movie's about a bunch of old white men doing bad things and trying to get away with it. So they're all just insurance salesmen, I think, or not insurance salesmen. They're scammers for like those people that call you up saying like, "Hey, you won this property. If you only pay us like $100,000, you can have this timeshare." So it's like that kind of company, and they're trying to like scam people, and yeah, it's good.
I have to check this one out.
It's kind of like almost like Usual Suspects.
I love The Usual Suspects.
What's
Hey,
the other
he's
one?
there.
7.
The other Tarantino one where it's like very dialogue heavy. One of his early movies.
Reservoir Dogs.
Reservoir Dogs. Yeah. So it's very like dialogue heavy, very like good quippy humor, a lot of insulting.
Really?
So yeah,
Perfect.
Awesome.
I liked it. And then finally got to see Holdovers. So
Yes. What did you think of it?
it was awesome.
Yeah,
of course.
you liked it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And Dominic Sessa that plays the
Yeah,
guy.
the Tully. Yeah.
He might be a star. Like, a lot of people are like, this guy did amazing. The Holdovers was a big Oscar movie, actually.
Yeah.
Paul Giamatti's in it.
Oh, I love him.
It's really good. It's on Peacock for free.
Davine Joy Randolph, I think it is.
Davine Joy Randolph.
Might have
She
mixed
won
around.
supporting actress, and her role
Yep.
was in that The Holdovers, and she was amazing.
Yeah. One of those good Christmas movies. A little Oscar baity having Giamatti in it, but and putting it at Christmas time. But it was good.
It was well made, and like it's not a movie that I will rewatch a bunch of times, but I'm really like I felt cozy in it and like felt the kind of New England
Oh, I love that.
area more. Yeah, it took place during Christmas time in New England.
Perfect.
So like it was. I talked to somebody from Rhode Island that watched it in the theater, and she said it felt like home.
Yeah,
that's a big compliment to that movie, I would say.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Lastly, I did watch for the first time the original Roadhouse, and then right after watched the remake
I need
with
to
Jake
watch
G.
both because,
And
my
then
boy Jake.
I shut it off after the 15 minutes with the Jake G one.
The new one?
I was like, I cannot.
It's kind of bad.
But then I gave it a second watch. I tried it again, and then it was actually so entertaining and hilarious.
Really?
It's supposed to
And
be,
me and
the
Ryan had a
old
fun
ones.
time with it. Like I thought the fighting was good. The acting was
Even with the CGI?
even with the CGI. That was one of my gripes, but then
Mhm.
once I restarted it and gave it a second try, and I just kind of watched it for what it was, because Ryan really likes Roadhouse, the OG one.
Mhm.
So
I got
then,
it.
and I love Jake G, so I was like, fine, I will give it a watch. And then I was like rolling my eyes for a little bit, but then once it started getting going, I thought it was pretty entertaining for what it was. And Conor McGregor was so bad, it was hilarious. Like we were just roasting him so bad throughout the whole
You
thing.
gotta
So
expect that though.
it was
Yeah.
funny when we started
That's
roasting the
the
movie.
USP.
Then it was really funny.
So I haven't seen the original. Is that one comedic?
No, not even close.
Okay.
I thought it
So
was.
it's
No.
a complete tonal shift in this
Complete
new one?
tonal shift.
I thought it was
Yeah.
so cheesy and like
It is, but like,
made fun of.
but it was like serious. It was like a serious movie, but like the acting was bad and cheesy. But the
Oh.
remake was like purposefully bad
I think-
acting and
yeah,
cheesy.
like they know it's bad.
Yeah, but it grew on me, I should say. I didn't like it, but
I'll
it grew on
support
me.
Jake no matter what. So
Yeah,
I'm
that
in.
was my main reason. I
I'm
was
in.
like, I had to.
Yeah.
I had
That's
to.
my boy.
Yeah.
But a lot of no-name actors in there, except for Conor McGregor
Except
and Post
Mhm.
Malone with his horrible CGI
That
fighting in the
was
beginning.
weird. I don't know why we needed any of that.
I didn't mean either.
And no spoilers, but like the truck scene thing. What was that?
Yeah, I
All
don't
of that.
know. I don't know what a lot of it was.
I just
It was very over the top. But
I'm excited.
I did like it though,
I'm
Hunter.
excited. Okay.
It was good.
Okay.
is CG that cheap that we did that over a fight choreographer? Like, come on.
Conor McGregor and Jake G's fight scenes were choreographed, but it was still
But-
CGI.
Yeah, not well enough that they didn't have to supplement it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I take it back. I didn't watch that.
I'm excited, guys. Quit. Okay.
No, you have to tell me what you think though.
Okay.
It was funny. It was funny.
I will. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, it's not a
But-
terrible movie. There's just some questionable
Yeah.
decisions.
Exorcist Believer I recently watched as well, and it was probably the worst movie I ever seen.
Really?
I will really, really agree with you. I didn't bother to watch the original before watching
Oh,
this
the-
because
the
I
ori-
figured I didn't have to.
The original
have to.
changed me. I loved the original
Okay,
so
I'm-
much,
I'm
but
excited to still
but the
check out
Believer.
original. Believer. Oh man.
I thought maybe I was being just missing something. So seeing the trailer, I'm like, this just looks like garbage.
I'm not
And
a trailer
everyone
watcher.
around me was like,
I
this is
I
great,
have
a
started
sequel.
not watching trailers either.
Yeah.
I've told people that too. And no matter, like, God, I really want to watch the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer, but
Nope, I'm not gonna spoil anything.
I can't.
It's good.
Unless it's like in a theater. Like in a theater, I don't have a choice to watch
Yeah.
the trailers.
Yeah.
But if I can avoid them at any cost, I will, because I like going in blind, because I tend to like movies more when I have
Mhm.
zero expectations.
Yeah. That's the only time I watch the trailers. And it just so happened Exorcist 2 was coming out around the time when I was in Texas. So I seen like 5 or 6 movies in a row. It's just being hammered by those trailers.
Oh, dang.
It's so bad.
I was gonna say, with Exorcist Believer, talking about that, David Gordon Green, I'm praying for that man, because
He's on thin ice.
He's on thin ice with me, and I'm sure with studios. I don't know the guy. I don't know what has gone on behind.
I
the
liked his
scenes.
Halloween trilogy.
I loved the first Halloween, 2018. Rest, no.
Did you watch Halloween Kills?
Yes.
All 3 of them were bad.
Nell and I thought.
I loved Halloween.
The first one is good. 2018.
It is
That's
good.
really good.
All
And
3 of the new trilogy are trash. I'm sorry,
Halloween-
John Carpenter. You should have distanced yourself.
Halloween Kills seemed like it was filmed like Rob Zombie made it.
Yeah.
So I loved it. Obviously, I'm biased though. I love Rob Zombie.
I get that. I do. I didn't enjoy the other 2, and then now this. Like, what is going on?
He needs, and it's a start of a new trilogy. I can't get behind that.
Now Exorcist Believer. I'm pretty sure he's not behind the second one, and I doubt they're going to do the second one.
I hope not.
Yeah,
Ryan said Believer seemed like a bad sci-fi movie.
Oh, that is wow. You ripped.
I know.
Oof.
I love Ryan's hot takes, even though it was an accurate take, but he has some funny opinions.
Yeah. Even
So
people would call it maybe hazardous.
definitely.
Nice. I know that was cheesy.
Yeah.
I had to add it in there, guys. Come on. I had to try. But what else, Andy? Have you seen anything else?
I've got so many. Civil War is good.
I
Go see it in
loved Civil
theaters.
War.
There you
Yeah.
go. You
I
guys
loved
can
Civil
talk
War.
about that.
It was
Still haven't
very
gone.
good.
I saw that by
guys.
myself, yeah.
Thanks for rubbing it in.
Yep. I actually want to go see that a second time. Like, I actually really enjoyed it.
I saw Monkey Man a second time immediately after Civil War.
Really?
Yeah, that's Monkey Man so far is my favorite movie of the year, for sure.
I don't know what mine would be, honestly. Like, I kind of have to take a look back real quick. But I've been watching a lot of awesome new stuff.
Yeah.
Lately. Shouldn't say a lot because we're not too far into the year.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah, I should say the ones I'm checking out that are.
Well,
from
we
years
know
ago,
Dune 2 is your favorite of the year so far.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys got me. Dune Part 2, and I hope it freaking sweeps the Oscars.
I think it will. I think it will.
Oh
Yeah.
man, it better.
Yeah, mine's Civil War so far. Everything else I've watched this year is pretty good.
I really loved it, and then right after Civil War, I watched Elysium for the first time.
Really?
Neil.
With, Matt Damon.
Yep. And did you watch Elysium?
Yeah.
Spider on there is Joel from Civil War. I didn't know that was
Yep.
Pablo Escobar from Narcos.
I can't remember his last name now. Wagner Mora.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
so-
I love him.
Like
I love
I've seen
him.
him in other things. I haven't watched Narcos, but I've seen him pop up in other things. Really
Yep.
like that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really good. Like,
Awesome.
you almost don't recognize him. I had to look him up. I'm like,
I didn't
Wait,
recognize
that's
him as
ex-
I didn't
that's
recognize him as
sure.
Spider. I
Yeah.
didn't recognize him as Pablo Escobar. I was like, he looks so
Yeah.
familiar to me, and then I looked it up and I was like, he's all of these people that I really like.
yeah,
Makes total sense.
yeah,
Oh,
he's really good in Narcos.
And Ashley and I both, I forgot to mention, Ashley and I went to something recently together. The new Abigail movie from some of our favorites, Radio
Yep.
Silence.
That
And
was such a fun one.
to sum it up, it's probably a sister to Ready or Not. So if you guys are a fan of Ready or Not, please check it out. They have this horror comedy thing in a chokehold right now. Like, I really enjoy their whole feel and what they're doing. I don't care if they keep on doing it, like the
It's all good.
same stuff. It's all good. Some people are wondering if that will tire out, but honestly, with me, my opinion, I keep it coming.
I
Keep
loved it
coming.
too. They actually described it themselves as Ready or Not on steroids.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
I would-
in.
I would say the same thing, honestly.
It was so fun.
Just, even the feel of it just feels like Ready or Not. Even though they kind of honored Ready or Not at a couple parts. I'm not spoiling anything, but kind of
And it was Angus Cloud's
had
final
some
movie.
references. And yes, Angus Cloud's last movie, rest in peace. unfortunately taken away way too soon. But Ashlee, should we cover that?
I think we should, because it was so fun and the dialogue was hilarious, and there's so many points I need to bring up so we can laugh about them again.
Okay, perfect. All right, yeah, no, maybe we should cover that for you guys. It might be a little later on. We'll try and keep up on new releases in the future.
Yeah, as we talked about a little bit in the intro, Eric is going to be taking more of a back seat, be our producer on some episodes. I'm going to be departing for a little bit, and that's why we got Ashlee here now to take over with Hunter and keep you guys full of content.
Definitely entertained.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. We want to keep giving you guys content, and life things happen, and we're committed to this stuff still, so we're just making it work. And honestly, I will say that Ashlee and I might take like maybe a month break for the month of May here. The rest of it, I should say, since we're recording in May right now.
Yep.
But yeah, the rest of it to kind of take time and like come up with the best content.
Yeah.
Serve out, honestly, because we want to make good stuff for everyone. Yeah, we'll figure it out. And
yes, we will.
Yeah, happy to have the audience still on board. Everything, you guys really help.
Yeah. So always keep an eye out for the new episodes, and socials are not changed. So as always, they're in the description. Follow the Instagram at Hazardous Opinions Pod, and Hunter will tell you what's coming there. So always keep up to date. And as Ashlee will be joining us soon, so you can talk to her too. Join the Discord, and you can chat with us live and in direct. So
you got it. Yeah, please reach out. Anything you guys got?
Yep. Some recommendations you want us to talk about? Anything?
Yeah, and honestly, we've talked about it too. We pride ourselves in loving new content as well as revisiting old content and finding new old content.
Yeah.
So we'll
exactly.
cover a bunch of stuff for you guys and make sure like we really cover it, because that's what we look for in pods. Like right after the theater, okay, where's that episode? Please break it down for me or with me.
Yep.
So we'll try and do that stuff for you guys.
Yeah, you guys got anything else?
I don't think that I do.
I don't.
Alrighty.
Thanks for listening. I'm glad to be a part of the pod now.
We're glad to have you,
Yeah.
Ashlee. Yeah, you guys are gonna have fun. At least I hope you
Yeah.
do.
Yes.
And there might be more hazardous opinions on hazardous opinions. So yeah, don't worry.
Oh, count on it.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I don't trust her. That's why I'm saying it right now.
Yep. She's not going to be as nice as Hunter and Eric. She's just going to hurt my feelings about my favorite jazz movies. So.
And we will really miss Andy and Eric for
momentary
being on a little bit of life adventures, and yeah, we'll keep you in our thoughts, and you will still be in the movies with us. Don't worry.
Yep. You guys will probably still hear from Eric a little more than me, but yeah. So just keep an eye on the Instagram, and keep your notification bell, I guess, whatever they have nowadays on platforms on, and wait for the next episode, which will be coming eventually.
Or if you put it on silent and vibrate, if you're that type of person, you can do that.
Yeah.
Because I do get annoyed at ringtones.
Or just,
so I understand.
Just check periodically if you posted anything.
Yeah, just obsessively check every day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's really important. We mean business, and we do you guys.
But yeah, we will see you guys next time.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. Bye.
Bye.